Hey boos, welcome back to my channel. My hair looks, I won't say horrible, but it's not as cute as it was 2 days ago. Like, I was really Diana Ross up in here. Like, it was so big and luscious, and I think I did too much. So now it's just going down. So I'm gonna have to let it, whatever. But that's not what I'm here for. I'm here because I really wanted to take that back. God has placed on my heart for a couple of days now just to share a little bit more in depth of my day-to-day experience when I was unexpectedly social distancing or unexpectedly in quarantine last year. Before I get into this, I want to send out my entire love to the entire world of how devastating this virus has spread and how sudden how sudden it has been. I send my heart out to those who this particular world pandemic reaches home. You lost someone, you lost multiple people, someone that you love, or you yourself are, fighting for your life, fighting for their lives in the hospital. I send my love out to all the people that are an essential worker, that I'm praying for you, and that there is nothing too big for God, and God is protecting you. And I know that may not sound good if you have already lost someone, or if you lost your job, if you have lost anything during this time. That may not sound good, but just know that overall, at the end of it all, God not only is crying and suffering with us, but he has the ability to turn our suffering into praise, to turn our suffering into glory, and to make it all worth it. He wanted me to share my quarantine experience. So if you have been on this channel for a minute, you know my very first video was this a really long video of me sharing my current situation during that time. And by that time, I was technically in quarantine for like 9 months. Not saying this will last 9 months. I can't tell you how long this will last. It could be all over tomorrow. I can't tell you that. But what I'm saying is, I was most definitely in an unexpected quarantine. Everything stopped and paused and broke down in my life at the same time, without warning, without understanding, without really a plan. I had savings. I had some money in my savings account, but that was about it. Like, I had no time. I didn't even have time to plan, is what I'm saying, which is what's going on now around the world, especially in America. Like I said, I didn't really have a plan. It happened out of nowhere. Everything fell at the same time, like that. What am I supposed to do? Like, and again, out of a crappy place, I asked God, I need you. Come and fix this. Please just make this worth it, God. Don't let this be in vain. Like, don't let this be in vain. Like, but it wasn't out of like faith. Like, I knew he was gonna come through. That wasn't there. The faith I had was that he was listening, maybe. And like, I knew he knew what was going on. I knew he saw this. I knew he knew. I know you know what's going on here. But that was about it, But because God is so favorable and so loving and so merciful and so graceful, he was just excited that I gave him enough room, which was probably this much, enough room to come into the situation. And my life has been forever changed. In the midst of like saying like, okay, I kind of have a plan. Like, I'm trusting you, but I have my own idea how this is going to turn out. Like, derailing by the moment. And add on top of that, I have been diagnosed with anxiety since my sophomore year in college. So add my mental health on top of all of that. So it's like crushing. Every second of my life is like, and have the capacity to have faith that it was all gonna be all right. I didn't have the capacity to change my perspective either. And a lot of people are preaching that if you just have faith of a mustard seed, if you just can look at it from a different angle. I didn't have the capacity to do that. I didn't have faith of a mustard seed. If y'all seen a mustard seed is small. I didn't have that either. And if I did have it, I had for about 5 minutes, and I took it back with my fear. I took it back with my anxiety. I took it back with my trust issues. I took it back with focusing on what was around me. Like, it don't matter. Like, and I'm telling you, I get it. I didn't have the perspective I have now. I didn't even know. And the thing is, I didn't even know how little of trust, how little of faith. I thought I was fine. I thought I did do the right thing. And in a sense I did, but like, I thought that was it. Like, I was doing devotions. I was going to church. I was very aware that I had to have a relationship with God. And I did have my relationship with God. I'm never going to doubt that. But I was not aware until my time in unexpected social distancing, unexpected quarantine, that how little it was. The sweetness of Jesus, he knew. And he didn't expect me to come to the table. Well, you know what, God? I just know you're going to turn this all around. It's going to be beautiful at the end of the day. And then, well, look, the earth is healing and this is happening. And that's true. It is beautiful, amazing things that are happening in the midst of this darkness. But I am not going to sit here and lie to you and expect and talk to you like you even have the capability to see that. If you have lost somebody already, if you lost your job, if you don't have enough food for your kids, if you can't watch your kids, so you still have to go to work and you're worried that somebody gonna call DCFS on you, it's so much. Like, I'm not going to expect you or talk to you like you can't see past your mountains, because I couldn't for a long time. And what I'm trying to help and tell you is that God knew that. He was just excited that for a second, even if it was a crappy second, I looked to my right and I noticed. And I noticed him, and that made him so happy. And that was all he wanted. Even if it was just a minute of your time, even if it's just 5 seconds, just notice that he is there. Took that 5 seconds and changed my entire life. And I'm not saying that mountain moved. But what I'm saying is, even at the base of that mountain, he stuck with me until I was ready to make one climb over it. And then I may have got stuck staying on a mountain like this. And guess what? He cheered me on because he was happy that I made another step from yesterday. I started walking up that mountain like, okay, we getting this. And let me tell you, it was more obstacles. Like, again, when I lost my job, I then lost my car. Like, I then, cut off people, like, relationships. Like, after God made me have these conversations and walk through forgiveness, I had to leave people behind. My savings started running out. And then I still wasn't getting callbacks for jobs. Now I'm on month 2, month 3. Like, it's not getting better because I started climbing up that mountain. I'm not going to lie to y'all either. It got worse, in my opinion. That's how I saw it. It was getting worse. So, but he got bigger. He got bigger, and I became stronger. Every waking moment that I was derailing or freaking out, he held me closer. When I was in the house doing nothing by myself, just trying to make sense of it all, he optimized that time of me growing closer to him, me learning more about God, and me falling. I already love Jesus. I've been saved since I was 6. I love Jesus my whole life, but I started to fall even more in love with him. And most importantly, he showed me areas of myself, the good, the bad, the darn right ugly. But he showed me so much of myself, and he showed me myself in his perspective, how he sees me, to the fact that I started to see why he fell in love with me. God blessed me with amazing revelations. I would have beautiful moments and will still to this day. I had beautiful moments in the Word with God. The Father would give me revelations and talk to me and coach me through the Word. I was reading my Bible, but I never read it like that before. He showed me why he blessed me with the talents I had. It was so important for me to continue to writing. Why it was so important for me to continue to do my poetry. Why it was so important for me to continue to dance and to draw. Not only was it because that's how he blessed me and that's how he also helps me bless others, but that's vital for me. I know he knew from the beginning of time that I needed an artistic outlet to stay afloat throughout my life. I really believe if I never would have had that unexpected quarantine time, that would have never happened. But since I gave God that 5 seconds of my time, he has aligned my entire life in a whole different direction. I would never trade that time for the world. It has been priceless of the things I gained, of who I gained. Not just myself, but the woman that God always wanted me to be, the woman that he hoped for me to be. And such a deep love, undescribable love and connection to God, to Jesus. I don't even want to start my day now without having my time with him, without worshiping him. I try my best to use my time of every day wisely because I now learn how precious time is. I cherish the relationships that I had that I used to say, well, I don't have any friends. I cherish the relationships I have now because of that time. I cherish everything that God places in my path because I have seen when it was nothing there. And I pray that this deeper testimony helps you understand that when everything around you is failing, God is can and will, if you let him, show you how big he is, how constant he is, how loving he is, how much he cares about you, how much he just wants to be with you. He just wants to be a part of your day. He just wants to hear from you. He just wants you to hear from him. He wants to be involved. Like, I started to like, oh God, should I wear this today? Like, should I do this today? Like, he wants to be involved in you. He created you to love on you. And I still don't know the depth of his love. I would never know that in this world. But I don't think I ever would be where I am if it wasn't for that. I hope this helps you. And again, I'm just going to say it in a summary. If you just look to your right or to your left for 5 seconds, just give him 5 seconds that you acknowledge that he's there with you. I promise you, and Lord as my witness, that he will show up and show out in your life in ways that you cannot even imagine. That a time like this, where nothing is calling your attention, where you really may not have a choice but to depend on him, he will not let you down. Watch and invite him, and then just watch what he'll do right now in this time. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you to everyone who has been supporting me thus far. Now, this video has blessed you. Please comment. I would love to hear about it, and also share it so it can bless somebody else. Now, what I need you to do is click that subscribe button and click that bell so you know when your girl dropping some new heat, okay? And follow on all the social media platforms below. Mwah. Bye.